Well, the clock is ticking with Halloween just about a week away. You might be finding yourself in need of a last-minute Halloween costume. Fear not, we've got you covered. Google has released its list of the most popular costumes this year, and probably no surprise here, Barbie ranks in the top spot. Other ideas you can easily find: princesses, Spider-Man, a witch, a warlock, and inflatables, like the popular dinosaurs. We know those teeny tiny little arms. They're running after all the time.
Those are funny. I love those costumes.
They are hilarious.
That is funny, yeah.
Hashtag the 9. We have been asking for any suggestions that you have. I think I am getting closer to making my decision. Ryan is locked in.
Oh yeah, I'm locked in. Don't give me any suggestions. I don't need any suggestions. I have my costume.
For the first time, he's happy.
You'll know.
Yes.
Well, this is what I'm happy about.
Okay.
You will know who I am.
Yeah.
Okay. The last 2 years, it's been a little ambiguous who I was.
Okay. I don't think it was. Now that's my fault because I was like, hey, Ryan, because Marielle had teamed up with Alan. And so I was like, hey, do you want to be? I'm going to be J-Lo. So will you be A-Rod?
I was thinking it'd be easy. Get an Alex Rodriguez Yankees jersey. That's an easy one.
Yeah. And Lee Thomas was P. Diddy, J-Lo's men. And you both were like, oh, okay, fine. And then I was like, hey, Ryan, do you want to be Danny Zuko to my Sandy?
And now this year
Ryan's like, I don't want to be with you.
No, in all fairness, I said there is a second and a third person that could go along with my costume, and I offered it to both Dina and Lee, and they both said no. They're out. Sad.
I wish I could be Barbie. You were such a good Barbie last year.
You can be Barbie.
Oh, it's so
but you're locked
cute.
in.
I know. I wish I were doing Barbie.
Aww.
I thought you and Alan already had your situations planned.
I don't know if Alan's. I don't know. I don't know if we do. So I might have to be solo this year.
Yeah.
For the first time. For the first time.
We're all going solo.
Alan is my other half, as many of you know, and I just don't know this year. I'll have to be whole on my own. It's a sad, sad.
One year,
Halloween.
Alan was like the guy from Peaky. I think it was during COVID.
Gorgeous.
And it was a very random. Like, nobody knew. It's a very niche-y show.
Oh man, I don't even remember the show.
Did
Great
he have the
outfit.
accent
Yeah, he was trying to do the accent.
Oh boy.
And yeah.
Grocery delivery debate going viral this morning. So here's what's happening. A shopper and a customer get into a heated conversation over a tip. So here's what allegedly happened. The delivery driver showed up with the $400 worth of groceries in her car. And then the customer said, I'm not leaving a tip, by the way. The driver explained the importance of tipping, saying that money that the woman paid does not go to her things, does not go to her. Things continue to escalate. So meaning the woman, the money that she paid in the app goes to Instacart
like
or whatever the delivery
charge.
Right, that's not my tip, just so you know. And then it escalated rather quickly. That's when the driver said that she'd be taking the groceries back to the store and refused to give them to the customer unless she gave her a tip. Of course, tipping is usually optional, so who is in the wrong? Let me just add a little color to this because I watched the video. Worth the watch, rather hilarious. Woman comes out, she starts unloading the groceries. The ma'am says, I'm not tipping, just so you know. Oh, yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Ma'am, I worked very, very hard to get, this is $400 worth of groceries. I went up every aisle. I passed up on other orders. It took so long. I would really appreciate a tip. That's too bad. Hey, you're crushing my Roman noodles. I mean, they
so it's a face-to-face exchange?
Face-to-face exchange. And then eventually the woman
says... I didn't know that's how this stuff worked. I thought they just left the groceries.
You can, that could be an option.
Okay. Yeah.
You could choose leave on front porch. Or...
Said, first of all, you're crushing my noodles. She said, ma'am, I'm taking these back to the store. I work too hard, and if you're not going to respect me enough to give me a tip, then I'm taking it.
I actually, as somebody who gets delivery a lot, I actually think the delivery driver is in the right here.
Okay.
Because that does take a lot of time.
Yeah.
They do work for tips.
Yeah.
And that delivery charge does not go to the driver. I thought, because I do a lot of DoorDash, whatever.
No judgment. You are safe here.
But I could swear, like,
no judgment.
The driver would see the tip before accepting the order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I order on the app, you give the tip prior to the delivery, and then it's like Uber. Like, an Uber driver can say, oh, I'll pick this guy up, or I won't pick this guy up.
Yeah.
You know, and so I leave the tip, and then I assume that the drivers see the tip
before the
absolutely
transaction? Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, because that's these people's time. They're out there working for money.
No, I get it. They deserve a tip. So, and the fee that you pay to Instacart, that doesn't go to the
delivery charge does not go to the driver. The tip goes to the driver.
But the delivery charge might look like a tip sometimes because it's, you know, could be 15, 20, you know.
Oh, it's based on the size of the
dollar. And if you don't want to tip the driver, go to the store yourself.
Yeah.
Save the money that way. You know, I mean, I just think that's
$400 worth of groceries, though.
That's like 10 items these days.
True. True. Hashtag the 9. What do you think? What do you think here?
Yeah.
Who was right?
All right, a Texas dad going viral for showing his support to his cheerleading daughter during the school football game. Take a look.
Jeremiah Lennon takes him out of bounds. They'll bring up 4th down. Look at it. 4th and 8.
That's cute. You can see Andre Simmons following along with the cheer routine. Move for move from the bleachers. He's an infantryman, so he spends a lot of time from home. He says it took him a few days away from home. It took him a few days to learn the routine, but he says it was all worth it to create a lifelong memory with his daughter.
That is so
wonderful.
awesome.
Thank you.
I love that. That's great. Oh, man. Hey, when putting laundry away, do you fold your socks? That's the question here. A UK-based sock shop sharing the proper way you should put them away. Now, this video technique blew me away. So I am a ball guy, right? Like, you wrap them up and you ball them, but watch this. Just watch and be mesmerized.
Like a plus sign.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine opening up a sock drawer and seeing socks like that? Now, I don't know.
That's too much.
But look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is.
It does look beautiful.
Look at how gorgeous that is.
So we don't do the sock ball anymore?
I do the sock ball.
Yeah.
Because it's one step.
Just boom, pow.
A technique that involves placing one sock over the other. You form a cross. Then you fold each half in the horizontal sock inward. You flip it over.
Oh.
You roll the vertical sock into the middle, tuck it in. It leaves you with a thick square.
That's too much. That's too much work.
Say it takes 20 seconds per pair. I could get 5 pairs done in 20 seconds.
Yep.
I would not do this, but I was mesmerized watching the video. I love the video.
You don't wear socks.
So I could get 50 pair done.
You are not allowed to weigh in.
Fine.
Dang.
I'm starting to think we all have too many socks.
No.
Okay, that's a me problem.
No,
I'm good. I can't get any more socks. It's too.
And then
this
you
is
never
just
can
this
find
weekend.
the
I was
match.
like, none of them match. I've got a million socks.
I have 4 little sock drawers.
sock drawers?
Like little, like it's a terrible thing.
That's too much,
I have a
Brian.
dress sock.
Way too much.
I have a dress sock. Then I have a black sock, like little ankle footy.
Yeah, like a no-show.
Then I have big winter socks.
Yeah.
And then I have a white sock drawer.
That's too much.
And they're all separated by those
all
drawers.
separate. I'm a very sick individual. I know this going in, but at least it's fine.
That's a lot.
I accept this about myself.
Although I forget, people wear socks every day. Guys wear socks every day.
I wear 2 pairs of socks every day.
Why? Your feet sweat?
No, but I wear dress, and then I change to go to the Woodward show, and I usually wear a little bit more leisurely than this.
A little no-show, a little ankle.
I don't think, is that necessary to change
Probably
your socks?
not, but it makes me feel better.
Okay.
Oh, man.
What do you think? Hashtag the 9. We're reading your comments. Plus, we're giving away a mug. You have until 10 a.m. to enter. Information right there on your screen, fox2detroit.com.
I'm always trying to keep it fresh, Elle.
Fresh and clean. Derek Kevra.
You're donating 4 drawers to different socks?
4 little drawers, little tiny drawers.
That's a lot of drawers,
That's
though.
a lot of drawers.
Crazy.
Who's got that many drawers?
Who separates their socks like that? 4 different categories.
Sicko.
Toss them all in there. Guys, we got a lot going on this week. 70s, followed by some showers, followed by some cold air, just in time for Halloween. We'll talk about it after this. Mariel, it's going to be a wild week here. We got a few days this week where we're going to be in the 70s. You hear that? 70s. And I'm talking like maybe 3. You'll see 7-day forecast coming up in about 2 minutes. Some showers will move in, though, but don't look too heavy. I think we're going to see a little bit of rain here and there. Most of the heavier rain is going to be in mid-Michigan and northern Michigan. But the cold weather does arrive, and the timing of it not great for trick-or-treating, not great for Halloween. It's going to be in the 40s as we move closer to Halloween. We'll show you that, too. Now, we wake up this morning, and it is on the cold side for sure. Frosty start to the day today with temperatures in the 30s for Lansing, 36 report Huron, and then you notice some upper 20s in areas way off to the north, up in Pellston there. Should be a dry one out there today. The rain chances are interesting this week because they're not 0, but it really does look like the majority of the rain is going to miss us. It's probably going to be more in areas around Mount Pleasant and north. So there's the showers back out to our west. Watch what happens over the next 48 hours. See some clouds moving in. There are some specks of green here, which could imply that there might be a sprinkle or two. But again, a lot of that's setting up right here and north. So Tuesday through the afternoon, there's where the rain sets up. Northern Michigan getting hit by it, but not so much us down here in southern and southeast Michigan. So we'll keep Tuesday dry. Wednesday, we'll put some rain in the forecast with some spotty showers. Not going to ruin the entire day. They'll kind of come and go. And then Thursday, same type of setup. Now, the temperatures, I think, are going to be the real big story. Take a look at the next 10 days around here. Today, mid-50s. It's a very fall-like day. 70s by the middle of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. As we move even into Friday, we're going to be on the warmer side. That is until we start to see things really drop it off as we move closer to the holiday. So 55 degrees out there today. Sun and clouds. Looking like a nice fall day. 46 as we head towards tonight. Partly cloudy and cool. And then we'll check the full 7-day forecast here with those numbers. Again, riding near and if not above 70 through most of the work week. And then drop off as we head into the weekend. A lot of Halloween parties taking place Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday will fall down in the 40s.
Thanks for watching The 9.
You can add John Stamos to the list of celebrities with Tell 'em all.
Tell 'em all.
Tell 'em all.
Tell 'em all memoirs coming out.
You're not wrong.
Tell 'em all about it. So country. His book titled If You Would Have Told Me hits shelves tomorrow. In this book, he reveals that he once found his girlfriend, an actress, model Terry Copley, in bed with Tony Danza.
Oh my God!
Walked in on him.
Come on, Tony.
Britney Spears' memoirs also coming out tomorrow, and we can't forget Jada Pinkett Smith, her new book, just putting all the business on Front Street. Is it too much, or is this something that makes you want to flock and buy these books because they do seem to be dishing on all the dirty deets in their lives? Is that what makes us want to read a book from a celebrity?
I am amazed by these books, and even reading the Will Smith book.
Yeah.
The memory, I don't know, are these people writing things down, taking copious notes? Because the specific memories that some of these people have, it's pretty amazing. And I think some of Katie Couric's book the same way.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen's not, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent.
I don't think you forget seeing Tony Danza in your bed.
That's true. I mean, some stuff does leave a mark.
I'm going to remember that forever.
Yeah.
But it is intriguing. I think it's got to be cathartic to write it all down and say, here's my life. But
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Does anybody want to read it?
That's it. Like, I was reading this. I saw the headline. John Stamos, girlfriend with Tony Danza.
Yeah.
So he goes to this girl's house. He sees the car.
Yeah, he's in love with her.
Looks in the window and sees Tony Danza in bed with his girlfriend, and it's like,
oh, that's hurtful.
Who needs to know that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who needs to know that?
What is she thinking now? It's like, that's John Stamos. Girl, you messed up.
Is that but I mean,
no shade to Tony Danza.
But at this time of Who's the Boss, I mean, John Stamos was like a soap opera star, and here's Tony Danza.
Wacky.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, so that was a step up for her at that time.
But if you are going to write a memoir, you do have to include everything.
Some juicy deets.
I don't read anything about this stuff because that's probably the best part of John Stamos's book. It's probably the best part of Jada Pinkett Smith's book. It's probably the best part about Britney Spears' book. You hear all of it, and then you get the little excerpt. You can read it if you want.
I disagree with you, Rye, because I will tell you, when specifically Katie Couric's book came out, and she was just vilified for this book for a paragraph maybe, in which she talked about being very competitive with Deborah Norville. And that, I think people who didn't even read the book were publicly denouncing Katie and the book. And then when you read it in full context, she is sharing her innermost fears, concerns, thoughts, ambitions, and it's fine. But these lifted sentences from these books, I think it's an unfair, out of context assessment.
I probably will read some. I really loved Katie Couric's book.
Yeah.
Maybe
I did too.
A part of it is because of what we do, so it's a little inside baseball and a glance at what it's like in network TV. Maybe that's not appealing to everyone. But hearing how, one network morning show would pull up to the house of a guest who was supposed to be on the competing network morning show and pretend like they were, from the other station, oh, come get in the car, and then would steal them these are things you just think happened. I could not believe that really went on. I'm going to pull up to your house and tell you I'm from the other station so you can come with me. And then I'm gonna have you on my show. Right, like and the other people are like, "What? You're supposed to be here." I mean, that was so interesting to me, so cutthroat.
That part is good. But 99.9% of our opinion is based on things we don't know. Really, you know what I mean? Like you just read the headline, or you heard something, or you know something.
That's why we're saying if these kinds of lifted, like I say, sentences, paragraphs, whatever it is from these books, it's a little unfair. Even Jada Pinkett's book, maybe we need to give that a chance.
We maybe not. Should. I don't know. And then back to Katie Couric's book, I also appreciated. She reflected on her coverage of Rodney King. But she gave it from a now perspective, like here's what the story was, here's how we covered it, here's what we said. Looking back, was that fair? Did we look at all the right? I mean, I appreciated somebody being able to give new perspective. We could all go onto YouTube and see what they said and how they covered it, and it's how everyone covered it. Mm-hmm. But with what we know now, I mean, I really valued that. So maybe there is, and then there's the entertainment side. She mentioned the KKK a lot. I thought that was
and Katie Couric.
A bit strong. Yeah.
Well,
family ties.
Yeah.
It's like, you mentioned that already. But I really loved that book. Elon Musk, I want to listen to that one.
Yeah, I think you're reading
I haven't got through the first 5 minutes.
It's boring?
Just, no, it's fine. It's just, I have not been able to
You haven't been able to tap in?
Yeah. I get through the first 20 minutes. What I've been doing is listening at night.
Yeah, and
I fall asleep 3 minutes. I'm listening for 3 minutes, and then I'm
And then you go back the next day and start over.
It's like chapter 30. You're like, nope, I missed something.
No, I've started over 20 times.
Maybe we should listen to Jada's book.
Oh.
No?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe something to talk about.
Yeah,
we can call each other and chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys got that one.
I was talking to her.
Here's some advice to get some peace during your day. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon University say turning off notifications on your smartphone for 24 hours can improve your concentration and reduce your stress levels. In a study of 30 participants, the day after the experiment ended, 22 of them said the experience made them rethink how much control their phones have over them. 2 years later, 13 had followed through and reduced the number of push notifications they allowed their phones to send them. Yeah, so the question is, how do you control these push notifications? Or not how, but do you have that system set up on your phone? Are you getting too many news alerts, or not even news alerts, but whatever nonsense.
You can get social media. All my push notifications are off. I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just too much.
But you probably, as a newsman, as a sportsman, you got to pick 2 or 3, right?
No.
A news channel and a ESPN.
No.
Just some. No.
No. I'll just go figure it out. I'm pretty locked in. I mean, I know what's going on. I don't need to know it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need to know it right now. What's the difference if I know it at 4 o'clock or at 6 in the morning? You know?
And some of these notifications, I was looking at, I think it was one of my parents' phones. I mean, it's like Walgreens is having, here's a coupon. I mean, it's just, if you don't know how to turn them off or if you don't choose to.
And that didn't used to be the case.
Too much.
But now all these other places are trying to figure out how to push these ads to you.
Pushing all the time.
Super annoying.
Oh, just poisoning your mind and taking you out of the moment.
Because I'm getting, oh, your TikTok is hot. Everyone's, okay, that's not an emergency, you know?
And
Breaking
the goal
news,
is to bring
I
you
need
back to the phone. That's what everyone wants to bring you back to the phone. They want you to buy something probably at some point. That's really the end goal, is to get your money.
How far do you think we are from really just getting push advertisements? Like that, to me, feels a step too far.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, aren't we getting it now? 30% sale at Brooks Brothers or whatever.
As a push notification?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that that's happened, but I see that as
I get like text messages, you know, like, you know.
Yeah.
To the text messages.
We don't like it.
It might come as a shock to many, but teenagers are actually the ones that want their parents to track their phones and check where they are. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, it's a very serious publication here. Of course. Social media and images about the pandemic and the war in Israel have raised anxiety in teenagers. Young people ages 11 to 26 say they use family location sharing apps to make them feel more secure. So we've talked so much about, you know, if you're a parent, do you want to track your kids? But this comes from the other side of it. If you're a kid, do you want, or I guess if you're not a kid, if you're 26 years old, but if you're a younger person, do you want your parents to track you? And the answer, overwhelmingly, in this Wall Street Journal poll was yes.
I bet there's levels to it. You think?
Well, yeah, so I have a 24-year-old son, and then I have a 21-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old daughter. Now, the girls, I am able to track. I don't do it every day. I try not to do it unless I'm, you know, worried about somebody making, you know, the drive home or something.
Yeah.
But the son, I am not tracking. I wish that I could.
Why don't you?
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be tracked.
Oh, he won't let you. Yeah, I think if you track the way that you are doing, where it's like this is just worse. Now, you know, where somebody says they haven't seen you in a little while. I know where you are.
Yeah.
But for the people who are tracking their grown kids and saying, "Why aren't you in class right now?"
Right.
You know what I mean? That's different.
That's an overstep.
I think tracking for safety these days, necessary for sure. But you just have to exercise restraint.
It is interesting with kids going, and you guys will see this eventually one day, with kids going to college now, where we used to say goodbye and you might, you know, call on the phone or whatever. Now, parents that want to know, why aren't you in class? Where did you sleep last night? Why aren't you in your dorm? Whose dorm are you in?
Yeah, that's too much.
It's too much.
That's too much.
I don't know if it's, well, maybe. I don't know if it's ever been as hard to be a parent right now. And I don't know if it's ever been as hard to be a kid either. Yeah. So there's a lot going on. You do whatever's best for your family and your kids and your parents and all that stuff.
I think it comes, you know, it's great, and it's also, you know, there's a balance.
That's right.
With this great form of technology and being able to connect and communicate. That's awesome. The fact that you can FaceTime your kid, maybe your kid goes to school in
Every
California.
morning
you can FaceTime them.
Yeah.
But you can't abuse it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to be. Just whatever's best in your household or whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know if you track your adult children, or maybe they track you.
Right, exactly. Kids out of the house, mom and dad are, well, never mind.
Watching a lot of TV.
Watching a lot of Netflix.
Hashtag the 9.
Derek.
Oh boy, you guys are funny. Take a look at the next 10 days around here, because there's a lot happening with multiple 70-degree days. And so the question is now the time to hang your Christmas lights? I'm going to answer that after this. Ryan and I talk about this almost every day as we get into this part of the year. And the thing we talk about is it time to hang the Christmas lights? Because I am a big proponent. Hang the lights when the weather is good. You don't have to turn them on, but nobody wants to get up on the roof when it's frosty and icy. So you see these stretches right here of 70, 66, 71, and 73. You at the very least start asking yourself, is this the time to get up there and hang it on? Is that what you ask yourself? I know this guy asks himself, is that it? Is that it? Because look what happens afterwards. You want to be up on the roof at 45 degrees? I don't think so. But I think the answer is not yet, and here's why. I looked in November. So the last 10 years, the best temperature in November. All right, now these all happened on random days. Some of them happened as early as November 3rd. Some of them happened as late as November 25th. But you see all of these numbers, and this is an indicator to me that we do get good weather in November, even if it's just for a day or two. 60s, 70s. Last year, 74 degrees. That was a pretty good one there. So I still think that even as we get into November, we're not talking about 30s and 40s just yet. There are still going to be 50s and 60s and even the occasional 70 degrees. So I do not think you have to get out this week to hang the lights. I think you can wait just a little bit longer. Temperatures in the low 40s, upper 30s right now. We do have a little bit of rain back out to our west, although that rain is not looking like it's going to impact us today. Some showers probably going to move in midweek, although some rain in mid-Michigan and northern Michigan, a lot of that being kind of confined to those spots. So we're going to keep ourselves on the drier side. 55 degrees, sun and clouds, a nice fall day today, 46 tonight as we do cool off with those partly cloudy conditions. And then we check the full 7-day forecast. It's not a bad one. I mean, we're going to see some sunshine, some clouds. Even as we see those clouds on Tuesday, we'll still get up into the low 70s, keep a couple of more low 70s late in the work week as that cooler air comes through, thanks to a cold front late in the day on Friday through the weekend.